everyone, Fluffy here. I think I will have labeled this for my subscribers only because it probably wouldn't interest anyone else. So hopefully it is an update that I told you I would do it. It says had to go see the doctor. I don't know what I'm going to name it. Anyway, y'all know I went to the doctor recently. They did some blood work, and then I wasn't supposed to see him until April 20th. I think I updated y'all in my last grocery haul. So imagine my surprise when last Friday, some of y'all know, last Friday I get this funny phone call, and I don't answer phone calls. Anyway, I think I told you this already. But anyway, so I go today. I asked Sarge to go with me, so she was nice enough to come with me, which is why we ended up at Omar after. I hope y'all watched that. Y'all need to go watch that video. It was funny. Anyway, so I go in there. My blood pressure's still high, and I'm looking at her going, okay, y'all made me wait the whole weekend to give me lab work results that y'all just had to insist on seeing me. Give me a break, people. So I go in there, and I knew it could have been one or two things. It was either going to be blood sugar or my triglycerides. Now, my triglycerides have always been high. Okay, my dad's were in the thousands, and so I thought if that's it, that's, you know, the highest they've ever been is like 884, and they're like cholesterol. They should be like way super down in the hundreds or something, like 100 and something. So we go in there, and he says, he shows me the numbers, and basically I am diabetic. He thinks I've had it for a while, you know, guesstimating when I quit working and stuff. That's about probably not long after that I started to develop diabetes. You know, exercise in the form of working stopped. You know, I always tell y'all, don't do like me. I'm very sedentary, and back then, my diet didn't change at all. So, here now it is, you know, I'm finally trying to eat better. You know, I still could do improvements. And so he tells me this. So, he also shows me that my triglycerides and cholesterol are real high. Like I told you, that didn't surprise me. I mean, they stayed high all the time. That my other primary before, when the numbers came up, he wouldn't even discuss them with me. I knew they were still up because he would hand me a sheet of my blood results. The back door's open, so y'all excuse the glare and everything. I haven't been home that long, so I went ahead and opened the door so they wouldn't have to wait. So he was concerned, and when I saw them, they were like 4 something. I said them out loud, so Sarge, if I'm wrong, if they were under 425, they may be 435, let me know. But I was excited, and he's like looking at me all crazy, and I said, you know, the worst they've ever been was 884. To see them down this low is kind of exciting to me. He kind of, or I said something like to that effect. So he didn't like those numbers. And last but not least, we discussed my blood pressure. When I left the last time, it was the end of the last visit. It had gone down from the 184 over 97 to 149 over 91, I believe. You'd have to check my update from the hall so that I'm not giving false numbers. Well, when I took the blood pressure this time, it was 141 over 89. So not a whole lot better, but I was anxious. So the result of the visit was that, and I didn't give y'all an update yesterday because I was supposed to pick up the medicines today, because one of the medicines I'm fixing to tell you about wasn't in. They told me it would be in today, but it won't be in until tomorrow. So I said, well, I'm just going to pick everything up tomorrow. So I've gone this long without the medicine. So what he put me on for the blood sugar is metformin. So he says that the metformin will help to lose weight. I discussed a concern that because I'm going to go on blood sugar medicine, diabetic medicine, and my daughter's not home, being home by myself, just trying to get on this medicine, you know, my fear is I'll bottom out and nobody's here to save me. And he said, no, he said, metformin will not do that. He said, he says, as a matter of fact, he said, metformin is so good at helping people lose weight. He said, there are some people that are on super high doses. I don't remember what the dosage was that he's going to give me, but apparently what he's got me on is like pretty low compared to what people that don't even have diabetes, they go on the metformin just to lose weight. And he said, so this will not bottom you out. And I said, okay. So that's why he put me on that. The next one I've never heard of, because I know somebody had mentioned it to me about statins and the side effects of it. And I appreciate that, whatever viewer. I know people have been in contact with me through emails and in comments, so I don't remember which place I read it at. But statins can cause pain. And when they told me that, I remembered I knew that because of my parents. You know, my father was on Lipitor, and he had a hard time with it. My mother was on Zocor, and, you know, she got to where her bones ached all the time. And so I told him I'm concerned about going on a statin because he wanted to bring that number down. And he said that he has the same problem, not fibro, but with the pain that comes from statins. I said, because I don't want pain side effects on top of a pain illness. And he totally understood that. So he's going to have me on phenofibrate is what they called it at the pharmacy. Because I just now called for all three of these. I said, I don't remember. The only one I remember is metformin. So she gave me the other two names. So that's the phenofibrate. He's got me on that for the cholesterol. Then he wanted to address the blood pressure. And he's going to have me on lisinopril. And I kind of bucked at him and I said, look, you know, I think it's white coat. I said, you weren't going to have me be on it until a month from now to see, you know, we wanted to see about the blood pressure. And he puts his hand on me. He says, yes. He says, I did tell you that. He said, I've only got you on 5 milligrams. He said, I just want to give you a touch of that to help you. He said, the reason is, he said, I agreed to let you wait before I found out you were diabetic. He said, I'm trying to protect your kidneys. He looked at my blood work, and because I guess they did a kidney enzyme or whatever test they did, and he said, he showed me, he says, your kidneys are excellent. He says, and I want to keep them that way. He says, I've got 2 diabetics, patients right now in their 90s that I've been able to save their kidneys. So, I mean, how can you argue that? So I've been on blood pressure medication before. It made me feel like so bad that I took myself off of it. This was 13 years ago, 10, 13 years ago. But this is such small doses. I'm hoping I'll be fine with it. So it's lisinopril. Did I say that already? That sounds familiar when I said that. So he's got me on the lisinopril. So he also has me on a glucometer to test my blood sugar. Sarge, remind me if I'm wrong. Y'all, I must have got a case of the Sarges because I kept having to ask her a couple of questions after the doctor's appointment because I couldn't remember. But he's going to have me on a AccuCheck Aviva with the strips and all of that. That's what they're prescribed. He had to change it because I was on Medicare. So I don't know what the pharmacist was trying to give me before, but I'm hoping this is just like the one he wanted to give me. He said I didn't have to check it every day, but when I do check it, it's got to be in the morning. And I told him about my insomnia. I said, this past weekend, I was on 36 hours and no sleeping. He didn't seem pleased with that. And I said, so how do I check that? Do you want me, like, when I finally get to sleep and I wake up, that would technically be my morning? Do I do it then? He said, yeah, just when you get up and then about 10 hours after. So from what I gathered, I thought he didn't want me to check it every day, but Sarge, you'll have to let me know in the comments or text me or whatever if it's every day. Because first it sounded like not every day, but if he wants to take it in the mornings, you know, and so he's going to want me to kind of keep a journal of it when I do check it. He doesn't want to see me for 4 months. He said, but in the meantime, if you start feeling bad or you think there's something wrong, you know, I'm more than welcome to come in and, you know, and things like that. So I got the booby squish today. Everything, I guess, went fine. They let me leave. They said my doctor's office will have the results within 2 days, and in a week I'll get a letter. So, but there's no history of breast cancer in my family or anything like that. So I don't anticipate getting any bad news. Amazingly enough, he did not talk about diet. And I remember asking Sarge that. I remember going, Sarge, he didn't mention diet at all, did he? And she goes, no, he didn't. So I don't know if because I told him, I've lost the 23 pounds-ish, pounds, and I told him that I'm trying to do better with more veggies and stuff, that he thinks I'm on the right path, or that he wants to see if the metformin and stuff will help. I don't know. But, my dad's been diabetic. My mother was pre-diabetic or is pre-diabetic. So I kind of know. Simple carbs are out and things like that. So I will be trying real hard because y'all know me in Korean food. Rice is my weakness. So I really had it a whole lot lately. Although the night I did the fasting, I ate a shit ton of it. And then I stopped. And then, I did blood work 12 hours later. So I don't know if that had an impact. I'm trying to make excuses, but I'm going to be a good patient. And I'm going to try my best to take all of these. He also wanted me to walk more. He was telling a story, and I don't remember a lot of it, but basically he thinks that walking is like the best thing to prevent diabetes, which is why he thinks that I really kind of developed it after I had to quit working, because, I didn't, at that time I hadn't changed my eating habits, but then I went down from working 6 days a week to being pretty sedentary. Y'all know. Yeah, I did tell him that, I had been trying to walk more. So me and Sarge ended up at Omar, which kind of helped. I walked the whole thing, woke up with my knees just burning. Slept 2 hours last night, and then it took me forever to get back to sleep. I had to cancel a lunch date today, because I just knew I wasn't going to get up on time. And I'm so glad, because I would have left my friend hanging. I said, Doc, my mobility issues. And he kind of smiled. He didn't blow me off. He wasn't all those doctors, well, you've just got to get it done. And he just said to take it slow, to just, and build up and do what I can. So I will do that. I am walking more. I think me and my mom are going to do the Sunday thing again, hopefully. And I told my mom, I said, I think that I will still use the wheelchair for Target because it's such a big store. And then I'll walk Aldi's, because Aldi's is like 3 aisles, only 3 or 4 aisles. And I can't walk both. So if, I want to start off slow, I don't want to kill myself. But I do want to kind of build up without flaring. So I think I'll just start that way. So I really appreciate everybody's concerns and about my health. I've been wanting to know. I know I said I'd put that video out yesterday. I didn't think to call the pharmacy and ask them specifically what was prescribed. So I thought, well, I don't want to keep them waiting, because some of them really care about you, really care about me. Some of y'all really care about me and wanted to know what was up. So, yeah, big dog. Yes, maybe you knew I had diabetes. Is that it? Really clingy since the kid left. So that's it. I'll know about the booby squish. He kind of said he wanted to eventually get me to the eye doctor. I'm a new patient, so he's trying to, cross all the T's and I's of things that I guess somebody my age, would need to be taken care of. And we did talk CPAP. I think he's going to try to get me a new one, so that'll be great if he does, because mine is supposed to be on a 10, and it's not putting out 10's worth. A 10, 10's worth. It's still working, because I don't wake up with a headache unless I sleep too deep and then the mask gets in my pillow. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty good, y'all. I know I kind of look like a busted can of biscuits. But that's like the norm for me, right? So anyway, I appreciate y'all watching this, like I said. So God bless y'all. Positive vibes out to each and every one of you. Remember to always be kind. Thank you, Sarge, for going with me yesterday. I appreciate it. And y'all, be your own advocate. Talk to y'all real soon. Bye.